Ronda Rousey's pretty goddamn good at this wrestling thing.
Yeah, way, way, way better than I thought she would be, in her second match. Like way better.
For, we heard a lot of they didn't think that Ronda Rousey was ready to face Mickie James overseas. Yeah, I don't know if I'm buying that.
Yeah, no.
I can tell you that WWE played this match close to the vest. They didn't want anything out about this match. How long it was going to last, what went into it, what kind of spots were happening, the finish, obviously. Because very rarely do I poke around about storyline stuff. There wasn't anybody that knew anything about this match tonight. There was a lot of responsibility on Nia. She delivered. This was Nia Jax's best performance of her life. On the same night that Big Cass had his best performance of his life. So you had a couple of people I thought really show up for work tonight. And I criticized Big Cass and Nia Jax's work. I want to take my hat off to both of them. They both stepped up big time tonight, Alex.
Yeah. Big Cass did have a match of his life. It's unfortunate that they decided that he should lose it when he could have easily cheated to win. It would have been part of his character, and you wouldn't have had him limp to the back, forlorn about having lost to a man half his size. Anyway, but Nia, I agree with you. Yes, this is great. This is a thing. This rivals, I think, her first match with Bayley, Takeover London, I think it was, in NXT, where she lost to the guillotine choke, because at that point she'd only been doing squash matches, and so we didn't really know anything she was going to be doing at that point. And I was after that match, I've always kind of had a better opinion of her, and thought she was capable of so much more than you have, I think, on our Raw chats. But leading up to this, I would have said that you were far more in the right than I was. However, this match, again, makes me believe that there's so much more that she can do. And they absolutely perfectly played this match within itself. They totally worked on this woman is way bigger than she's not in, let's say, Ronda Rousey's weight class. That totally worked. You saw Rousey just being overwhelmed at certain points, but never giving up, which allows you to root for her even more. It was great. This whole thing was great.
Nia came out of the gate, hit the squisher, really started to dominate Ronda Rousey out of the gate, and had Ronda Rousey fight from underneath. Had a couple of those tosses that she being Nia Jax did to Alexa Bliss a couple months ago. Nia goes for the Samoan drop, but Rousey grabs the double wrist lock. Hose me down. You know I love those. Transitions into a triangle attempt. Nia power bombs out of it. There is this fall to the outside that Rousey does. A lot of people saying there's no way that was planned. I don't know, because I tried to find out, but I know that the spot into the barricade was planned where Rousey gets power bomb slung into it.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to get out of there somehow. And if she did that on her own,
yeah.
Ooh, that is A+. That is A+.
A+.
Nia Jax press slams Ronda, who gets up and guillotines Nia. Then Jax slams Rousey on a sunset flip attempt that Rousey hit way too easily. Rousey was way too smooth on that for somebody who hasn't been doing this very long.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. There was a filthy-looking Samoan drop, which honestly was the closest Rousey got to messing up, but all ended up okay. Rousey kicked out. Then Rousey triangled Nia over the ropes. There was this Ronda Rousey's facial expressions. Gets it. There are a lot of little shots about her acting. And people saying, oh, she can't act. As it turns out, she can act a lot better than most WWE wrestlers can.
Yeah.
Because her questioning, should I go up to the top rope, then going, fuck it, YOLO.
Yeah.
Diving onto Nia was outstanding, Alex.
Yeah. That there's a great little moment there. Her hulking up near the end, like, listen, bitch, I'm Ronda fucking Rousey, and I'm totally coming for you. That was a really great moment. All that stuff. There's a judo throw.
Like my God. This hip throw.
Jesus.
This arm drag hip throw. Oh, man. Man.
It was nice.
You know, I often talk about certain fights and certain moments in wrestling and MMA that make me want to get back in the ring or go train. I'm going Sunday. This makes me want to go just work hip throws all day. This was amazing. This is one of the things I warned you guys about. Ronda Rousey knows things that pro wrestlers that flat out, if they've been seen in pro wrestling, they're far gone.
Yeah.
Because not only does she train judo, but Shayna Baszler is an outstanding catch-as-catch-can wrestler. She works with her. Jessamine Duke has an outstanding Muay Thai background. Did that before MMA. Oh, by the way, her other friend, Marina Shafir, happens to be engaged to Roderick fucking Strong.
Yep.
And despite his shitty little boots, is a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
So, my God, the connections are just aplenty. That judo throw was great. Almost, or she applies the armbar but pins herself. Does a Uranagi, and they have the armbar applied, but Alexa Bliss runs in and attacks both with a briefcase. I thought this was an amazing way to not have Rousey win the match, not have Rousey lose the match, not have Rousey win the title. This was really good. This was awesome. Obviously, Alexa Bliss cashed in, won the title with a DDT and a Twisted Bliss. I loved it all. I want to know your thoughts about the end of the Rousey match at first.
Yes, I agree. I liked it. Gosh, those two women have Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey did such a great job in this match. Like both of them, just worked their asses off, and to have neither one of them holding the belt at the end of that match felt cruel. You know what I mean? Like, oh gosh, I wanted one of them to get a reward. You know what I mean? Like, so that's great because you want to root against Alexa Bliss. She was opportunistic. She came in. She used the briefcase as a weapon. I thought for a second that by giving over the briefcase and cashing it in, she loses custody of it. She no longer has it and can no longer use it as a weapon. You know what I mean? So I thought she might have, traded it in too soon. But the fact that she kept hitting Nia on that bad arm, that totally worked. The DDT, Twisted Bliss, great. It also sets up a perfect Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss feud here in the future.
Well, this one's categorically different than Nia Jax, isn't it?
Yes. And also, it's a weird thing because Nia Jax has not been behaving like the woman who beat Alexa Bliss before. You know, like she's a different person now. She's been very much more heelish than she was when she was like, "Hey, everybody, let's just stop fat shaming everybody and don't be a bully." Like that's a different person than this person who just lost. So who knows what that person's reaction is.
If you ever watch Total Divas or see her talk, while it's a nice sentiment, that's not necessarily Nia Jax.
Right, exactly.
She's a very sassy, charismatic girl.
Yes, she is.
And they don't. It's hard to portray that when they want you to be a monster, but she is that.
Yeah.
Also, everybody's that knee from Ronda Rousey.
Oh my God, that was a terrible camera angle. I want to see all angles of that crazy running. Except, man.
You could do a highlight reel full of unseen footage from Money in the Bank that they screwed up on production, but this was great. Everybody upset that Asuka lost 2 matches in 2 months, but Nia Jax lost 2 in 2 minutes.
It's true. My only qualm here in the future is I want this Alexa Bliss title run to be better than the last one.
She's got to wrestle.
She's got to wrestle. She's got to be in the ring. She can't hide from everybody, even though it's the obvious thing to hide from Ronda Rousey and from like a pissed off Nia Jax. But also we forget that during her time as a title holder, she's kind of been, not her fault, booked this way to completely bury Bayley without a shred of opportunity for her to dig herself out of it. That whole kendo stick thing. That's it. Bayley's has never recovered from it because they wanted to make Alexa Bliss strong. The person that she was up against gets just buried. And I there's got to be a better way of having her be champion than just making everyone else who she goes up against her look like chumps.
Well,
so
in the ring,
they go,
in the ring, Nia, as I mentioned, probably 8th on the depth chart.
Yeah,
she doesn't need to be. She shouldn't have had to have been tasked with this, but she did well. Ronda, if she goes after Alexa again against not a strong worker, you got to pay off this Natalia thing at some point.
Yeah, you do.